All right, Trelleborg versus Bednar. So this is the winner's bracket. The winner of this best of 3 matchup will be our first team into the quarterfinals next month. The loser of this will drop into the loser's bracket for game 5. Ooh, someone for the blue team crashing into the gate and mistiming, getting out of the starting area.
That's an uncharacteristic mistake for Trelleborg. It's Wühler.
It was Wühler, yeah, and so Wühler
on
is
the
actually just going to go for the ideal. I don't know if he was going to go for that or not, but it did slow him down at the very least.
He seemed to be heading in that direction, and it has delayed Trelleborg by a fraction of a second.
Yeah, we love seeing the Bednar fans in chat. The Czech fans show out in force for Team Bednar, and they're rooting them on against Trelleborg now for the 2nd month in a row. As we see JK following right behind the New Holland, going to be going for first bail points here, and now setting off towards the barn. Hey, what's up, Taz?
Good morning, Taz.
That's a good point Von Hogan makes. There are no losers amongst the viewers here. More games is always better, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Ooh, 135.
135-point first bail from Trelleborg. They are throwing down the gauntlet.
And the best we've seen is like 114, I think, from Bednar so far. So let's see what they're going to get here.
Ooh, okay. From Bednar, we had a 114. 121 is still a really decent bail.
Yeah, that's the best they've done so far today.
14 points.
Wow. All right. Well, we've got 13 and a half minutes still now to determine this first of the best of 3 between these two. That would be me crashing into the exit gate.
I think Trelleborg are out for revenge here.
Oh, I would not doubt that at all. Trelleborg are a respectful team with their competitiveness, but they are very competitive. You can tell. I mean, you're talking about last tournament. In the qualifiers, they pulled out that first bail record by using the telehandler and grabbing the bale directly off the back of the baler and chucking it into the top and getting 140 points. And I feel like that was just to set the record and send a message, really, more than it was about winning the round itself. Because we haven't seen that from them since. But, I mean, Trelleborg won back during FarmCon. We had the real-life bale stacking challenge. Trelleborg won that, too. So you can tell they're competitive.
Both in real life
virtual
and in
tractors
the virtual world.
and real ones. Yeah, they are, coming out on top. So they definitely are used to winning. But Bednar bested them last month. They have every right to do it again. We'll see how this one plays out.
Oh, chat, stop it.
You guys are
killing me here.
Killing Alex today. I love it. All right.
Man.
We've got grain multiplier and bale multiplier. Probably not worth.
Well, grain multiplier at this point, we have seen teams go for it. It can make a difference if they grab the grain multiplier now and go and dump the grain that they've got. Neither team seems to be going for it.
Because, I mean, JK's already heading in that direction.
It's a disruptive thing to do right now. Good morning, Judy. Welcome along. 11 seconds. There we go.
Bednar are going for it, but now they've got to deliver the grain. Oh, there you go. Yeah, JK was definitely in a great position to take advantage of this. Bednar have time to get over here too. I honestly, though, think that Trelleborg have a near full grain cart, whereas Bednar don't. So I think this is going to come out in the favor of Trelleborg here. I love seeing teams like that. That's actually the first time in a long time that first drop has been picked up and utilized. And I think both teams are going to be able to utilize it here. And actually, I was wrong. Bednar have about the same amount of grain.
It was a strong drop to get this early on. Normally, if you see a if you see a grain multiplier come this early, the teams will get it and they will drop it. Because it is just too much of an advantage if you get it and your opponents don't, and you need to do it.
Bednar
And a
with a slight
surprise from
advantage.
Bednar taking that extra moment to get a little bit more grain has paid off. They have a 2.1 multiplier.
Yeah, that could be a huge difference.
Fantastic from Bednar.
Over one bale, a 2-point difference isn't that big, but if you're talking over 20 bales, it's quite a significant advantage. So it's JK's tractor.
Trelleborg have a tractor on its side, but
nice.
JK very good at getting it back.
He
on
made
its
that
wheels.
look easy. I mean,
He did.
On. Oh man! Wow. $135 to $121. Bednar do have that multiplier advantage. Will that flip again, though? Because I don't think either of these teams are done delivering grain at this point.
They only... So, to even that up, while the multiplier is like this, now I need to deliver 7 bales.
Morning, Gamer Dragon. Morning,
Hey,
Mystic
GD.
and Smiler. Morning, everyone else. Afternoon, whatever it is for you. It's late, early for me. I can't tell you which one.
Coffee.
Yeah, I need another one. That's for sure.
I've had energy drink this morning.
Ah, there you go. All right. We're going to have our 8th minute drops here in about 23 seconds. I'm hoping for something useful again for both teams. It's always more exciting when the drops come into play. It can really start to, shift momentum a bit.
DJ Merlin asks a really good question. Why do they move when they drop the grain and not just stand still? My understanding is it actually empties faster if you're moving.
It empties faster both into the grain cart and at the silo if you're moving.
Direct delivery or a bale drop?
Direct delivery could be a good one because that's going to, add to your multiplier as you're harvesting. And both teams are still going to want to harvest for a few more minutes and lay down more straw, I'd imagine. It especially would be a good one for Trelleborg because they could even this multiplier disadvantage that they have out pretty easily.
Von Hogan, we don't really see that in the FSL because despite things like Trelleborg, being very dominant, the teams overall tend to be fairly even.
Bale drop picked up by Trelleborg. Okay.
So yeah, teams don't tend to, for lack of a better term, throw matches so that they get better matchups further down the road.
There was that bale that was added with the bale drop that we saw as Wühler pulled up there. About to go to work, Fluky. Good morning, Bad. I hope you're recovering well from your operation, my friend. Morning, Mason. Morning, everyone else. Morning, Manda. Hello.
Yeah, I had a little bit of blue raspberry focus this morning. Red dirt.
I had to give up. My only energy drink these days is coffee and the occasional Pepsi. My energy drink days were ended long ago. I used to manage a restaurant, and I pretty much lived on those things, and they absolutely ruined me. Never again.
I can tell you haven't been over to Giants offices yet. They have them in fridges.
Yeah, I'll be avoiding them even if I go over. Yeah, I can't do them. Yeah, we won't get into the details, but yeah, I've had some I've had enough issues with them over the years that I've sworn them off at this point.
Well, I had I seriously cut down on my coffee because I got to the point where I was driving home one evening from work, having had about 10 coffees. I'd had to pull over on the side of the road because I thought I was going to have to call an ambulance.
Mason John, it doesn't cost anything to enter the FSL. You just have to sign up for a team and participate. throughout the season. This is the grand finals of season 3, so these teams have earned the right to get here. This is our top 16 seeded teams throughout the season, but it's a free DLC at the moment for FS19. This season's about to end, but pretty much you have to be in Europe to play at the moment because the events take place there when they get to be in person, at least. Unfortunately, a lot of them had to be online due to COVID, but we're working on growing it in other parts of the world too.
This would have been the season to have done it from elsewhere in the world, because most of the games have been online.
We had a question in chat. Can someone explain to me how the points are given? So first bale points are based on speed of delivering your first bale. Beyond that, though, the goal really is to put bales into the top of the barn here. That'll give you multiplied points. If you look at the scores below there, like with the yellow background, that's each team's multiplier. So that determines how many points they get for bales put into the top of the barn. You increase that multiplier by delivering grain to the silo. You deliver bales to score points. Putting bales into the bottom after first bale only counts for 10 points unless you have like a drop that affects that, which can happen occasionally. But yeah, that's the main goal, really. You score points by putting them into the top and get those multiplied points. So with a 2-time multiplier, you're getting 20 points per bale compared to 10. And here is the bottom boost super drop, which is one of my favorites. And here comes Ventil from Bednar for it.
Man.
This could be huge.
Are Bednar going to make it to it?
They did.
And they've got it.
So 40 seconds now.
Game changer.
Bottom boost gives the team that has it the advantage of putting the bales into the bottom and scoring the same amount as they would get into the top. And you can also, if you time it right, get combo points a lot easier by putting them into the bottom, especially if you have transport company, because you're talking about, potentially 14 bales in a row that you can put in. The problem is Bednar only have 12 bales outstanding, and I don't know if they're ready to bring any in. They're not. So
they need to, whatever they're doing, they need to stop picking these bales up and get them in, because they've got 7 seconds. They are not going to take advantage of it.
I think really they went for that to keep Trelleborg from getting it, which wasn't the worst thing, because Trelleborg had more bales already at the barn, and Trelleborg were also going for it. So it was
but they're
not going to score points, but they did disrupt.
They had on They should have taken whatever they had on that auto stacker and dumped it in the bottom. Bale combo countered from Bednar. The teams are countering each other. The trouble is, well, we got 2.5 minutes left, and it's actually fairly close still.
Yeah, the problem is Bednar are trailing, and Trelleborg have more bales at the moment. So that is an issue for Bednar. I don't think you're wrong. They should have went ahead and brought some in and then worried about going and getting the others, because now they're going to have to stack every single one onto the top in 2 minutes. Whereas they could have brought in what they had, put it into the bottom, then gone back out and grabbed the ones that Hyper misses grabbing that. Yeah, just not lining up right. You want to make sure you grab it from the narrow end so that you can put it straight onto the belt. But yeah, thank you, Giant Software. I'm not sure. There might be Jenny running the chat. Might be someone else from the FSL team. But thank you for telling Mason that. Yeah, join the FSL Discord. I think I have... Oh, that's the official one. That's not the one you want. Here, this isn't pertinent for now. You can't play on stream, so ignore that part of it. But the rest of the information is helpful for you. Register your team. If you don't have a team, don't worry. Just sign up for yourself, and you'll get a key. Download it. You have to have FS19 on PC. Run the installer. It'll install it. And then join the FSL Scrimmage Discord. And even if we're not live doing scrimmage streams, you can ask in there if anyone wants to play. You might be able to find some people looking to, teach a new player or looking for players to practice against. I know, for example, the guys from the Sim Game Alliance stream team here on Twitch are doing practice 2-3 times a week separate of our scrimmage streams. So I don't even know, to be honest, I don't know what scrimmage streams are going to look like in the coming weeks, because we do have FS22 coming out soon. I don't think we're going to be streaming next Friday, because we're going to leave that to all of our influencers who are getting early access to FS22 to have free reign. We don't want to take away viewers from them, so we're going to let them stream FS22 next week. So I don't really know what the future of the scrim streams look like. We may be streaming FS22 instead for a bit going forward. So I'll update you guys on that when I know soon. A little bit of showmanship here by Trelleborg, and they are going to come out on top.
Got it.
I think
close, but yeah.
I want to see how many undelivered bales Bednar ended up with there, because they did have that chance to bring them in. Let's go. Trelleborg, 1 win away from being the first team into the quarterfinals. Oh, and they're Meli now hitting the gate and mistiming the exit.
That's going to cost them the New Holland Harvester. Oh!
Someone on Facebook says, "Is this real?" Well, yes. You are here, Tyler, watching it. Awesome. It is real, and it is awesome. This is the Farming Simulator League's official esport. This is the end of Season 3, our World Championship group stages. We'll have the finals early next month. But yeah, Season 3 been going on for a while, and Alex, you've been around for just about every bit of it, haven't you?
I have. I started when this was known as the Farming Simulator Championship back at FarmCon 18, which, oh my god, that's 4 years ago nearly.
Yeah, it seems like an eternity, doesn't it?
It does. Especially after the last couple of years. So we are coming to the end of Season 3 here, and it has been a cracking season. Trelleborg once again have been all over this season.
Yeah, they really have.
But, yeah.
I see Mystic Sim Racing says, this has a ban phase. Only time I see that is Rainbow Six. Yes, pick and ban phase is how every round starts. It's definitely something that I think blows people away. I have a friend of mine who, for the first time when he watched it, he was blown away when he saw there was a ban phase. He gave it a try because he's a friend of mine, and he, we take our advice from each other well, but he was still skeptical, I think. And as soon as he started watching and saw the pick and ban phase, his mind was blown, and he was like, okay, I'm sold on this because there's a pick and ban phase, and I cannot believe that this is the thing. And we get that a lot. We've had people who come in and say, I joined this stream as kind of like a meme to make fun of it, but now I'm in love with this and I can't look away. And it happens a lot.
It happens every single stream, and it's people come in and go, oh, what is this thing? This is and absolutely fully prepared to take the mickey out of it, and they are still here 3 hours later saying how much they're enjoying it.
I love what Cara Luna said on Twitch. This isn't real. This is unreal. I love it. Giova, we don't know anything about the future of the FSL beyond the end of Season 3 here. We don't know what Season 4 will look like. We will probably have an announcement about it early next year, but at this point, we don't really know whether Season 4 will be on 19 or 22. Of course, a lot of our focus on like internal game design for the last couple of years, understandably, has been on FS22, especially these last 9 months or so. It's been, the main focus. Beyond that, though, we still have like the Year 1 Season Pass DLC that we're going to have to start working on once 22's released. The Precision Farming DLC, which we'll be releasing in the spring for free for FS22 as well. So we don't really have any news about the future of the FSL in Season 4 yet, but hopefully we'll have it early next year.
Which would be cool. I'm looking forward to seeing what the next phase, the next season of the FSL holds. And JK heading to drop that first load of
Someone on Miles on Facebook said, I had no idea this existed. Goodbye, CSGO. Hello, Farm Sim League. Well, that's high praise. Thank you for that compliment. Jack over on Facebook says, I always used to think it was weird, but now that I've seen it, I'm addicted.
I can live. I have my coffee. Yes, Dad.
Some of the teams are sponsored, yes. We've got Trelleborg and Bednar in this one, which are two sponsored teams. We had John Deere play already today. Not all the teams. LSA Esport is like an esport organization. Same for Kalwana Gaming and My Insanity. And then Diakrafleur are our only like wild card team that are not sponsored. But other than that, yeah, we've got Valtra, Lendner. Oh, DJK Anfield too. Sorry, I missed them. They're actually like sponsored. I think they're like a football club and everything. We've learned recently. So they're like an entire organization. Then we've got Cortiva, who are the main sponsors and also have a team. They're the second seeds. They'll be playing tomorrow in Group C. We've got Corona, we've got Astragon, we've got Herman, we've got Manitou, and we've got Perdinger, all branded teams that take place in the FSL.
Trelleborg still going with that harvesting. They must be getting full on one of those combines because the lights start flashing. Either that or they are just signaling to each other.
Very well could be that.
I think it is that ideal combine is getting pretty full at this point. And Bednar are heading up to the top with Meli. He's doing the top end of the field.
So what do you think about, like, we've not talked about it a lot, but Trelleborg were the winners of Season 2, correct, Alex?
Yes.
But then they lost one of their best players to Cortiva. Cortiva went and signed Rablix from Trelleborg. But here Trelleborg has just bounced back and remains, you know, the top seed coming into this season's finals. It's pretty impressive.
It's a really interesting. I don't think anybody on the Trelleborg team this year was on the Trelleborg team last year.
And they're still strong as ever. Yeah, it's very interesting.
In fact, they went to Cortiva, John Deere, and I can't remember where the other team member went. But yeah, the Trelleborg team that has been so dominant from about a quarter of the way into the season is not the Trelleborg team from last year,
right?
Which has been really interesting. It was the Cortiva at the beginning of the season were looking like they were going to dominate everything, and then about a quarter of the way through, they started losing to Trelleborg more and more, to the point where we had several rounds where Cortiva didn't even make it into the finals because they got beat by Trelleborg every time going into the finals.
Hey, Gavino on YouTube. Normally I don't get to watch this live, so this is rare. Unfortunately, I'm only able to stay for half an hour. Well, we hope it's an exciting half hour for you. And we're glad you're able to join us at least for a little bit. You can always go back and watch the VODs on Twitch and YouTube and the like as well if you want to check in on what happened later on. This is the group stages of the World Championships for Season 3. We have Groups A and B today. We're still in Group A, so a lot more games to come today, and then we'll have Groups C and D tomorrow. So a lot more action still to come this weekend. I don't think Trelleborg has a coach, at least that I'm aware of.
I thought they did. I thought the teams do have a coach. They tend to be another player.
I mean, you can have a coach. But I guess it's just we've never seen them on a broadcast or anything. They might have coaches that help them out, like, when they're practicing. I've never really seen, like, a live coach, like, in person at an event. Of course, we're online now, so we don't really know what we're looking at.
Right. Yeah, we don't see a coach on stage or anything ever.
Right.
Teams. But
I like what Von Hogan has said. In the Borg, the individuals don't matter; the collective will adapt, and that's what makes them a good team. I mean, you're not wrong about that,
very
Von.
True. Yeah, they lose a player, they assimilate a new one.
Yeah. So Bednar need to win this to force a game 3 or they're into the losers bracket. The winner of this matchup will be the first team into the quarterfinals for next month, which is where you want to be. That's where the big prize money is. Let's see the Wühler double bail check. I don't know if we're going to see them pull out the telehandler at any point today.
It's been banned a fair amount today, actually.
It has.
Oh, we had a bail flip. That's what happened.
Can we call that the hyper bail flip? As we have a look at Beatmaster
That's
for
the kind
Trelleborg.
of tactic you don't want.
Right. Having a look at Beatmaster picking up some bales in the Anderson loader here.
And Trelleborg now with a comfortable lead of 50 points. But Hyper is coming in and loading those bales up.
Hyper has been a pretty strong stacker today. Like in the last, in the first matchups against John Deere, it was his stacking really that I think, you know, helped them win. They were able to score more points via the top of the barn, doubling up what they were getting compared to John Deere. So, I mean, Wühler is a very strong stacker, but, you know, he's right up against it going up against Hyper here today.
And now, in fact, Bednar have gone into the lead. But an entire bale trailer coming in for Trelleborg.
Bradley Carson, this is the Farming Simulator League arena for the FSL tournament today, but this is being played on FS19. It's a free DLC for Farm Sim 19. As Crazy Tool is our super drop. What do you think about Crazy Tool at this point of the game, Alex? It allows you to press bales for a low amount of straw.
A Crazy Tool is normally a fairly average one. It's worth getting if you're out there, but not so much, you know, for running out there to get it.
Right.
That's the thing. It can create
too.
you a few nice quick bales in the last few moments of the game, which can be really useful. Looks like neither team is particularly going, this is worth going out of our way for at the moment. And it looks like it's about to expire. Trelleborg about to head back into the lead, but Bednar do have more bales on the field. So
they need to get them in. They have to get them in.
They need to get them in.
Did
they have? Oh, it was a bale-tastic. So Trelleborg have actually had a really, really good
that's
thing there with those bales.
50 bonus points now for Trelleborg on top of that. I mean, so the problem there was Bednar were out gathering all these bales and not paying attention to what Trelleborg were doing close enough. So 50 bonus points scored. That could end up being the difference despite if Bednar gets all of these bales in or not. 577 to 456, just over 2 minutes to go. Wühler bringing in a couple on the front, a couple sitting there for him already. Very rarely does Wühler make a mistake where one of these falls off. Just a smooth operator with the stacking in the FSL. Yeah,
Lots
so Taz,
of bales coming in,
you can't unload the autoloader directly onto the belt unless a player uses the Easy Stack team perk, which widens the barn doors at the top. Otherwise, you can't unload it on there because half of them or all of them would fall off when they got near the top. So you don't see Easy Stack used a lot anymore because it's 3 extra points that you have to spend and sacrifice from other places.
And it used to be worth doing, but the trouble is Trelleborg have got masters at countering it. So it used to be worth a huge amount of points, and now teams just use it to get points for themselves.
Yeah, I see it used in the scrimmage streams still quite a bit, but when it comes to official tournaments, I hardly ever see it used now. So a minute to go, and it's 20-ish point lead, or was at least. It's going to go back and forth now, as it always does. A 1-point lead now for Trelleborg.
And more bales coming in for Bednar.
Bednar just don't have the bales now, unless Trelleborg messes up. Like, the only way Bednar can win now is if Wühler messes up and a bale drops off the belt here.
Yeah.
30 seconds to go. 837 to 796.
Bednar do have bales. But I don't think it's enough.
Yeah.
I don't think there are enough bales here. I think that 50 points is going to be what's costing. Is going to cost Bednar. Oh,
Bednar, Hyper's going to have to put one into
in?
the bottom.
Oh, it's not going to be enough.
It's not enough.
Oh.
And then Trelleborg coming in at the end too.
Oh man.
Well,
that was close actually.
I have to give credit to Bednar. You know, they've played well again. You know, they beat Trelleborg in the final of the last tournament, albeit with a different 3 playing. They had one more bale than Trelleborg.